Hello, welcome. It's Wednesday. That's right. Popcorn is popping. We're a little behind today, so we're just popping it right now. So we'll get to that popcorn. But we're ready for some more movies. Off the cuff movies. These aren't mainstream movies. We find the stuff in the weeds most of the time.
This stuff, these two movies are definitely in the weeds.
Yes.
Well, we'll start with Neon Demon, which was an Amazon Prime exclusive. And
I didn't.
It's one of their
Keanu Reeves in it. That's the only person I recognized in it.
No, it's true. It's the only person I was actually, when he showed up, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he was in this movie. And it's like, oh, okay. That's it. I have to explain this movie like this. For those of you out there who have never ever done drugs and have wanted to try mushrooms, watch this movie and you will have the effect of what a mushroom trip is like.
Without mushrooms.
Without mushrooms. All stylized and pretty and a little surreal. And then
I watched this movie and then I went, what the fuck?
And then somebody goes, oh, is this a party? And then somebody goes, ah, and everything goes psycho. And that's a mushroom trip.
I don't even know where this movie turned into a psycho movie. I just went, why is this girl puking up an eyeball?
Oh, and that's the thing. It was just like, spoilers, by the way. And she pukes up the eyeball, and the other
cuts herself.
I gotta get this thing out of me. What? And then the other girl is just salivating, picks up the eyeball.
All right, so there's like the basic okay, it's like it follows like three models from what I can gather.
Three models and a makeup artist.
And the one model it makes the other two jealous because she's getting all the attention.
Yeah.
And then they end up like eating the new one, right?
Yeah.
Like they end up cannibalizing this girl.
Yeah.
And the one girl pukes her up because she makes her sick or something, and the other girl eats, and I'm like, what the
Yeah, okay, as I said, it starts off really surreal, and there's a couple of, like, a little scary, little psycho surreal parts to it, and it's like, okay, this is what I expected the movie to be. And then they're at the house, and then the two start chasing the new one, or the three start chasing the new one, and I was like, oh, okay.
You know what?
Pushes her into the pool, I'm like, oh, okay, I thought I had a lot more of the movie left still.
Yeah.
I hit information.
Yeah, you look
and
to see
I
how much
still
movie,
had
and
20
like,
minutes.
what?
I'm like, that's the end of the movie. Yeah. No, that's not the end of the movie. And it's just like,
I thought it was just going to be, okay, these two girls are going to end up... first, I thought it was going to be some dude had some weird, like, murder fetish and was going to start killing women. Like in weird ways.
It started off that way.
That's how I thought. And then I was like, oh, it's just a shoot. And then I was like, okay, these two girls are going to do something to this one with this dude maybe or something. And then it turned out, and I was like...
I thought there was going to be some sort of wild, rape type thing or cover up, and no, this was so just...
It definitely went along, and it was going along, chugging along, and then it went whoosh. And it was like, what the hell just happened?
It took a hard right and went so just...
Like Chris said, it was like, oh, she's dead, she's in the pool, that's the end of the movie. And then it was like...
No.
If you ended the movie right there, it probably would have been suffice, right?
Yeah, and they now, don't get me wrong, the shower scene was really cool. The bathtub scene was really cool, in my opinion.
They were showering in blood.
They were showering the blood off.
What the... Well, was she? She was in the bathtub.
She was in the bathtub,
right?
Blood. Yeah.
What the?
You understand that in historical context, there used to be a countess who used to bathe in the blood of virgins to keep her parents young.
When I watch a movie, I don't want to have to recall historical stuff. I want it all just to make sense in the context of the movie.
Okay,
I went, huh? You guys are cannibals?
It definitely took a really hard right weird turn, and I was really shocked by how this movie ended. That last scene where the one model's looking at her dead friend, she's salivating, like it's just, and she reaches, grabs the eyeball. gets up,
and just continues
walks
on
out
her
the
way.
room, and that's how the movie. And honestly, as I said, if you want to know what mushrooms feels like, watch this movie.
I don't
And
like
by the-
mushrooms, that's for sure.
And by the end of the movie, that is a mushroom trip.
That was a trip,
there.
all right. I don't even know what kind of trip, but it was a trip. It was definitely weird. I would recommend, honestly. I didn't really. It was okay, like it was, but I would watch it. I would recommend for you to go there and give it a chance. Like give it a hard chance to watch. And
Yeah. And then come to your own conclusion.
don't be on drugs while you watch it, though.
I
Do
think
not.
Drugs. I personally would have loved to have seen.
I've
this
never
one on
I've never
drugs.
done like very hallucinative drugs before, so I don't know. Maybe it would enhance it, but I would not recommend it.
Yes.
Maybe you would. I would recommend the movie. The
Yeah,
drug.
I'm going to recommend the movie. The
Drugs and
is
movies?
a
No.
completely different
movie,
thing.
yes.
So, the next movie we watched was
It's called The Circle.
now. Be
Or
very
Circle.
specific for this one because when you look up The Circle, there's a whole bunch of movies that come up.
It's just called Circle.
Yeah,
right?
it is. I was really impressed with this movie. Like,
So was I.
wow.
It was the second time I watched it. I watched it a long time ago.
Oh, did
and
you?
I had to watch it again to refresh.
I would watch this movie again.
It was good, actually. It was
was-
interesting.
Oh, very, very interesting.
So they have a bunch of people in a room. They're standing on these circles. They're like red dots, and they have to.
You cannot leave the circle.
Yeah.
You cannot touch people. Every 2 minutes, someone is chosen to die. Done.
Well, how are they chosen to die?
Well, if nobody... everybody votes. It's a voting system. You vote, whoever has the most votes dies. Done.
Yes.
That's it.
And if there's a tie, I think you had to vote again.
Yeah, you had to vote again.
for only the two people. Mm-hmm. So this
Or whoever was tied.
Yeah.
Because you could actually have multiple ties.
yeah. So these people had to cut. They had to figure that out, and they had to, and then they had to dwindle themselves down.
From, I think it was 30
Yeah, to 1.
to 1. And they figured this all out, which is fine. It would be difficult to figure out at times. But here's the thing. You have 30 people in a room. Who's the last one to survive? Now, if you had 30 random people in a room, it would be pretty difficult.
It was
But-
a very diverse group of people.
It
They
was.
had a child. They had a pregnant woman. They had.
That was the kicker. If they did not have the child or the pregnant woman in there, it would have been a much, much more cutthroat. But literally, you're looking at a pregnant woman and a child, and you're going to yourself, really? One of those two isn't supposed to be the one that survives. How could you not think that?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the point of this whole movie was, is like, when faced with this choice, who would you pick? And do you agree with who they ended up picking, right? Type thing.
Well, and you know what? The end of it kind of wraps the whole thing up, because really, like, and that's why I had to watch it again, because I didn't remember the ending. And when the ending came again, I went, right, because the ending, they end up showing like it's aliens who did this. It was almost like a purge of the world's population. It seemed like a higher being came down and took people into multiple ships, because at the end you see multiple ships.
Yep.
And then you see groups of people, and you see.
Now, whether or not those are survivors, or whether or not they're just people that weren't picked up the first
I
time.
think it comes across as survivors. To me, I took it as they're survivors from other ships, because there was a pregnant lady. I think there was a kid. I can't remember.
There was a kid and pregnant lady, but I saw too many regular people.
It was almost like it was the group that was originally started, right? The diversity in the group that you saw throughout the whole movie was just taken out and put onto the ground.
close, yeah.
You know, so it was kind of neat, and it shows you that in that type of situation, it's not always going to be, because you would think, well, it'd be the kid or the pregnant lady, right? Nope.
And that's the thing. By the way, major spoiler alert for this thing is that one guy leads the charge to save the pregnant woman or the kid, right? And he tries to convince people to side with him, and then they get to a point where it's not as easy because some people are like, well, why do they get to live? Why not me? Why do they, right? And so there's a huge fight, and when it gets down to 11 people, a majority is six.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you need 6 people. All you need to do is convince 6, yourself, and 5 others to go, kill the pregnant lady. Right?
And they
So it
try.
becomes,
They try. They definitely
there's
try.
a major fight.
Yeah.
The thing with me is, like, near the end, when it's just the 3 of them, the 2, the pregnant lady and the kid, should have voted for that guy, and that would have solved the problem. But they didn't vote for that guy. The guy's like, oh, me and you, kid, we step off.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
you just
you
vote for
two vote, and then she steps off.
And then the kid stepped off, and he voted for the pregnant lady, and he ended up being the last one. And it was like, and I think that shows like a good evaluation of the world.
Yes.
When you look at that movie, that's why I really liked it, because you look at this movie and you go, wow, this is a good synopsis of how the world works.
Yeah.
People sit there and say that they're looking out for the good of humanity and the good of the right choices, but at the end of the day,
It's all about
themselves. And that's exactly what it was, and it was great.
It was. It was a very for just having 30 people in a room, and that's except for the last 5 minutes of the movie. This is what the whole movie is: dark room.
You don't know that
red
there's
dot.
you don't
30
know if
people.
there's other people. You don't know anything.
That's what the whole thing is. You just from person to person, and it's just like and it was great because the one guy at the beginning, he's like, "Oh, well, we should get rid of all the old people first because they are the ones." That makes sense. And then it starts to decay because old people go, well, I don't want to be next. Yeah. It's like, well, how old are you, lady? I'm like, I'm 52. And it's like, no, you're not. It's like, yes, I am.
Yeah.
And then it goes to hell from them. Like, and it was
and
great
they try
because
to get volunteers,
and it was great because they actually ended up having volunteers and people going, oh yeah, I'll do it. It's not a big deal. And some people just step off.
Race, and then
then the race gets into it, and then you get the younger guy go, well, why should I have to give up my spot for these two? And it's just like, because you're saying that you're more important than a child.
Yeah.
And some of the people who volunteered, they volunteer for perfectly good reasons. Because, some people are just like, well, I'm going to die anyways. Done.
Yeah.
And great, you see some of the highlights of humanity, but at the end of it, you see really what humans are all about.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Because you do see, like, there are, like, when you look at 30
even
there are good people.
Even the child understood that, yes, she's 2 people. Even the child showed more humanity than that grown man.
Yeah.
And
the dude killed the baby.
At the end, it happened so quickly. I was like, "Fuck! What an asshole!" Oh my gosh! And just
because what happened at the end of it was like the child and the pregnant woman were killed.
Yeah.
Because of what went down, and then the thing kept going, and he was like, "What's going on?" And then it tied him and the baby.
Yep.
And he ended up killing the baby because it shows the noise that indicates somebody dies, and then it goes dark, and you're like, "Is that better not be the end of the movie?" I think if they would have ended the movie there, I think it would have made me go, well, that was stupid. Now we don't know what's going on.
But even that end
it still would have been
wasn't as informative as, because we're just speculating that those people looking up were survivors.
We're right.
Because honestly,
but it gave you context. It could have ended with him just waking up, showing that it was him. In fact, that was left.
Yeah,
like because you could have took it if they just cut it off. You could have took it that the machine killed him.
Or they put him in another room with 30 people.
Like,
30 other survivors.
So it gave you like the context of, and that's why you go, well, holy shit, that guy's an asshole. And that's why you can connect everything and go, well, the world is like this.
Yeah.
There are people like that who will take advantage of good people to get what they want. Mm-hmm. And so I thought 2 thumbs up right here.
Yeah, this was a fantastic movie.
It was definitely not a mainstream movie.
It is not a mainstream movie, but however it was, I think it was Netflix original.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a Netflix original. I don't know what it was. That's where I found it. I found it on Netflix when I first saw it.
Found it on. Yeah. So go watch that movie, The Circle.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Is it The
Fantastic.
Circle or is it Circle?
I think it's Circle.
I think it's just Circle.
I think it's just Circle. But watch it. It is one of those ones, just spam it on Netflix. Really, this deserves accolades for it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
really
incredibly
good.
well done.
Definitely.
For having such a, basically 30 people in a room
Yeah.
talking,
For not having any
was
scene
great.
changes or anything.
yeah.
Like, just one central location, just that's it. Here it is, done. Most times when you get movies like that, you're like, well, this is going to be...
Yeah, you get bored with it, but no. It was surprisingly that it went very, very quickly. Like, by the time the movie was done, it was like, wow, that was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Done. I would watch it again. There you go.
Go check it out, guys.
Yes, please do.
Go check out The Mushroom Trip and this one. And
Yes.
you might enjoy both. You might enjoy one. Who knows? But go check them out. Let us know in the
Exactly.
comments below what you think. If you watch these movies, don't forget to leave a like and a subscription because we do this all the time on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And we do other stuff too.
And we do requests.
Yes. If you have anything that you would like us to watch, we'll watch it, no matter how bad it is. And then we'll tell you it's bad or we'll tell you it's good.
Yeah, because you could just check out last week, and we'll
Oh
tell
my
you a
goodness.
couple of really bad ones.
All right, guys, have a good one.
See ya.
This guy's got to blow his nose again.